So let's talk a little bit about working effectively with your manager. So, this message is probably everything you've heard already. Okay, so I'm going to repeat probably 99.9% of the things that you already know. Okay, but we're going to talk a little bit about expectations, what it looks like to work effectively and really just to run a really smooth office. Like, obviously, there are going to be ups and downs. You're going to have emotions. There are going to be days as assistant managers. I remember when I was an AM, my schedule was crazy, right? I remember like when we were in the office, I was working with Ben Skemper, and I remember I was in at like 6:30 AM and, for Champs Club, and we were working really hard, and your emotions are going to go like this. You're going to be really excited and things are going to be going well. And then it's going to go like this. So just know that it's okay to feel that way. But the most important thing is that you're communicating that. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first off, we're going to go in and get started with this. Like, communication is what makes a team strong, right? I can look at all of my best summers, and the summers that we had such a cohesive group of assistants along with myself and our staff were our best years. And our best summers, our best January programs, our best falls, right? This past fall was our best fall we've ever had as a district office. And it comes down to, the business is the same. What was the difference? What was the communication? It was how we worked with each other. And so we're going to talk a little bit about, as assistant managers, our three main jobs, okay? As assistant managers, if you remember nothing else, okay? It's like, if I black out from a day-to-day basis, I know Dane says this in training, right? There are three main jobs that we have as assistants, okay? And even as district managers, it's drive recruiting. So in the chat, what I want you to do is tell me, what does that mean, right? Driving recruiting, there are a couple different aspects to that. So tell me what you believe driving recruiting means, okay? So just fire, and yeah, fire number, right? This is like preaching to the choir. You're probably like, Alex, I know, fire number. Always be recruiting, PRs. Yep, hype the job, right? Day 3 PRs. I just got done doing day 3 PRs. So yes, absolutely. Helping out our managers with any help recruiting they that can't get to. Positivity all the time. Social media, yes, that's the first time I saw social media. Seconding interviews and helping with the post. Yes, so these are all great things, okay? The second thing is driving personal sales, okay? So this is where you want to communicate with your manager, like, what are your goals for the summer? What are your income goals? What are your sales goals? And and they can help you hold yourself accountable to getting there. So driving personal sales, okay? The more you sell as assistant managers, I promise you, your office is going to sell more, hands down. It's just how it rolls. Right? And then driving team sales. What does that mean? When you think about driving team sales, what does that mean? In the chat, tell me what you think that means. So how, as assistant managers, can you affect that? PDI, being a leader, helping the team, helping newer reps, Katie, I love it. Leading by example, PDI and PCs. Yeah, so it's like PCing your team, right? Taking people field training. Yes. Okay. It's a lot of I do, we do, you do. Okay. Great. So let's keep talking about this here. So these are like the three main jobs that we have as assistant managers. Okay. So when we're communicating and working effectively with our managers, okay, a couple things, and I'm sure you all know this already, but we're just going to point these out again. Okay. Always talk up. What that means is, if there's something going on, if you're frustrated with something, if whatever that looks like, it can be the smallest or the biggest thing. It truly doesn't matter. Okay. Always talk up. What that means is, do not sit with the new representative and like complain or gossip. Okay. Talk to your DM, talk to your branch manager, talk to your DVM, right? Wherever that is. Always talk up. Being open with your manager about how you're feeling. Here's what you can expect from your managers. If you don't get this from them, I am giving you permission to ask them for this time, okay? Telling your manager how you're feeling in a few different areas. Okay. How are you feeling about your job? Right. So what's your job satisfaction? Okay. I want you to be honest with your managers. It could be a 10, it could be a 5, it could be an 8, it can be a 7. It's going to be different depending on the week. Okay. But being open with your manager, that's how we can help you improve. Okay. So telling your manager, how are you doing financially? That's another thing. Where are you at towards your withholdings goals? Right. For assistant managers, what goes through my mind, and obviously talk to your manager here, but it's like $10,000 in withholdings by the end of the summer. Right. Which means you should make more than that based off obviously your personal sales in office. Okay. But like, how are you doing financially? Be honest. Okay. Make sure you're honest and open. And then you have that good balance of a professional but fun relationship with your manager is key. Right. So just making sure that there's a good balance between the two. The next thing I'm going to talk to you about, and this really helps out in working effectively with your manager, is acting as if. Okay. So if you're a sales manager in an office, right? Act as if you're the DM. If you're an AM, act as if you're the SM. Act as if. Being one step ahead of your manager. Okay. This helps working with us as managers a lot easier, because as the summer progresses and as we get busier, we're on interviews with 10, 15, 20 people. You might need to make split-second decisions like this. Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you. And I speak for, I want to say, almost all managers. We'd rather you make a mistake and make a decision and learn from it than like wait around and do nothing about it. Right. So it's like, I will never get mad at an assistant manager for making a decision that they think was best. Doesn't mean it's always right, right? But we learn from that, right? It's all about practice. Practice makes perfect. And as you progress through your career here at Vector, right, you're going to experience different things. So staying one step ahead of your manager, right? So it's like when they're on an interview, for example, right, on a Monday morning, biggest interview because you have a Saturday or Sunday blitz, right? If you're not seconding that interview, how are you as an assistant manager driving the recruiting while your manager and somebody else is on that interview? That's what I mean about staying one step ahead of your manager. Okay. It's like, can you get to 10 fire number, 15 fire number, 20 fire number by the time that interview is over? That makes life so easy as a manager. I'm telling you, right here, right now, the best feeling is coming back from recruiting 10 people in an interview and we're already at 10, 15, 20 fire number on the day. Right. And that is where you guys as assistant managers really come in and help. Right. As you guys said in the chat, it's like helping with recruiting and helping with the fire number. Fire number, I think we're probably bleeding from hearing fire numbers so often, right? Like our ears are like bleeding because of that. So always staying one step ahead of your manager. So let's talk a little bit about daily expectations. Okay. So working with your manager on a daily basis, you will have daily communication with your manager. If you do not, again, I am giving you permission to request that time. Okay. And if your district managers or branch managers have a problem with that, they could take it up with me. All right. Because I'm giving you permission to have that communication on a daily basis with your manager. Here's what's talked about. Fire number standard, right? What is that number? Every single person, it's going to be different. It might be 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever that daily number is. How are you driving that? Right? So it's like you want to always be on the same page with your manager. As long as you guys are on the same page, along with the rest of the AMs in the office, right? You're golden. It's like, what's our fire number outcome? What's our recruiting outcome for the day? What's our set for training number for the day? Right? When I was in an office before everything was virtual, up on a whiteboard, it was, how many do we have set for training? What's our goal? What's our fire number? How many do we need to schedule? How many PRs? So it's like that daily communication with your manager. There's nothing more important than being on the same page. Okay. Professionalism. We don't have to go into a bunch of detail about what professionalism necessarily means. I apologize. I'm like kind of losing my voice here, but professionalism means, but it's like, again, being dressed professionally. Look nice from the waist up. You can wear sweats on the waist down. I don't really care if you're virtual. Okay, just look nice, right? Ladies, like if you have bare shoulders, like put a blazer on. Okay, put a jacket on, especially when you're working with representatives or seconding or running an interview. Guys, I would put a tie on. Okay, I know that we're a little bit less formal than we used to be, but at least a dress shirt and a jacket. Okay, obviously talk to your manager about what they expect of you, but it's like that's the professionalism, right? When reps are hopping on and you look professional, they're like, okay, they mean business, right? They're working hard and they're ready to roll. Okay, being on time. So for a lot of district, this is for me one of my biggest pet peeves, especially via Zoom. It's really easy to be on time on Zoom, right? It's very, very simple to be on time. As far as expectations go, this is really important, right? Because it sets the standard for your day. It sets the standard for your office. It sets the standard for your week, being on time. Okay. And then following through. So as far as like working with your manager on the follow through, okay, it's like, hey, my fire number goal is 5 on the day. I'm at 3. Even though your shift is technically over, it's like, I'm going to get to 5 no matter what. Right? And your manager should also feel the same way. Right? I remember like one night vividly over winter break, and it was just me and my sales manager. I think she should be on. She was hopping on after training. Okay. But she and it was like 8:00 at night. And our goal was 40 fire number on the day. And we were at like 37. I'm married. I have a husband, right? But there was nothing more important than following through on what we say we're going to do. Because here's the thing, guys. The first time you completely wash off what your goal is going to be, the second time is easier. And then the third time is easier. And the fourth time is easier, right? It's just like follow through on that number, follow through on the sales goal. Now, as far as weekly expectations, PC with your manager. This will eliminate 99.9% of any frustration or feelings you will feel if you're feeling any. Again, if you don't have a PC time with your manager, I am giving you permission to literally have a PC with your manager. Like, look, I'm telling you, like, hey, Alex told me that I need to have a PC with you on a weekly basis. Okay. So again, you can blame it on me. Okay. Again, fire number standard as an office. So at your staff meetings, working with your manager, how do we get there? We come short. How do we fix it? How do we go past it? And then what are your sales goals? Okay. So think about your sales goals. Everybody has different sales goals naturally, but the way you want to look at it is like, when you take people field training, them watching you is better than you watching them. Okay. Field training, your representatives will help a ton. And probably like 2 people in your office will probably sell the same as what you sell. Right? So you sell 1,000, probably a couple other are going to sell 1,000. You sell 3,000, probably 2 more are going to sell 3,000. Okay, so what are those weekly expectations that you are on the same page with your manager on? Okay, and just to wrap it up, guys, like again, communication is what makes a team strong. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and jot down a couple action steps, okay, for yourself. And if you haven't had a chance to communicate with your manager, what are your, hey, Nick, what is our weekly fire number goal? What's my daily fire number goal? I'm sure Nick probably went over that with you if you're in Anoka County. But if he hasn't, right, go over that with him. Because when we're able to be on the same page, okay, with your manager, that's really important. The more you talk to your manager, the better. It's like a rep, right? So when you talk to representatives every single day on PDI, they sell more Cutco and they get better and they feel really good, right? When you talk to your manager every day, you're going to PDI with your manager every single, I just might put that in the chat. Yeah, PDI your manager every single day. right? You will sell more Cutco. Took them right out of my mouth, Mike. But yes, you will sell more Cutco when you PDI with your manager. Okay. So couple action steps, like what are they? And again, it's really simple. Just have fun. Okay. Have fun, work hard with your manager, partner with them. That's like what we're here for. We're here to help you. We're here to have fun. And I know every office is going to have their best year this year. So thank you for your time, and